I think I'm gonna play this while I go pee.
From they, them to she, they.
Yeah.
You know Ben's ass is jealous.
Because that person does not, number one, no period. Number two, no vagina. None of them are the one where ladies put the tampon.
All right, folks, let's see what Ben Shapiro has to say about trans beer. But before we do that, here's the Bud Light television commercial from 1995.
You're playing for Bud Light, lady.
These guys are good. Who are you calling guys? Yeah.
Looks like
What the f*** is this, dude?
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
You're the
Oh, that's awesome.
defending ladies pool champion?
Yes, I am.
The 1990s were built different? Yeah.
Let's say that you were in charge of marketing Bud Light, you know, a beer for basically poor white people. How would you market that? Would you market that beer to, let's say, a bunch of millennial idiots who believe that men can become women? Well, if you are the marketing manager, the VP over at Bud Light, you're damn well right you would. Here are the rules. You can violate any rule you want so long as you are a Democrat. That's the way this works. And not only that, you will be subsidized and you will be sponsored if you buy into the radical agenda. And if you are a
The radical agenda, dude. Wow, this is, have you seen the companies that Republicans have boycotted and bankrupt? Yeah. I mean, they've destroyed all these companies famously.
Here's Dylan Mulvaney, a man who pretends that he is a woman, cosplays as a little girl for money, from January, suggesting that if young people don't have face-altering surgery, they might die. That actually it is a life-saving procedure, like a heart transplant or something, to shave down your jaw so you appear somewhat more feminine, although apparently you still have to shave a couple times a day to avoid the 5 o'clock shadow.
You know I have a flair for the dramatics, but it's so good, right? I'm so happy, and it's still me.
It makes me so, it makes me kind of laugh a little bit when Ben Shapiro is talking about someone having to shave multiple times a day to get rid of their 5 o'clock shadow, which I'm sure Dylan's like joking about, but like regardless, you know Ben's ass is jealous, okay? He brought that up because he's like, some people have to shave some people have to shave multiple times a day to get rid of their 5 o'clock shadow. Unlike me, unfortunately, I'm a man, but I try to grow my beard out and nobody notices. The only people that notice it are people at the Hasanabi broadcast, and I fucking hate that.
just a little bit softer of a version. And I just hope that all trans and non-binary people can get the gender-affirming resources that they need, because this is life-changing and sometimes life-saving.
Oh, crazy eyes. And then Dylan.
It's literally true. What the f is just true. Gender affirmation is a huge part of increasing trans survivability, but also not only that, but having people who are also supportive of that in your life, in your immediate circle, is, again, life-saving, which is a fact that Ben Shapiro knows and routinely will advocate against because he doesn't want the trans survival rate to increase. I mean, that's got to be the only reason. I mean, Ben has done more reading on trans existence than I could ever imagine, I could ever hope to do. He knows, you know, when a trans person is like sneezing at a funeral, Ben Shapiro knows about it and will talk about it.
This is a quote-unquote trans woman and a quote-unquote non-binary person.
Hassan on the LGBTQ agenda, I'm getting the fuck out of here, said this guy. Brother, if you think that like me talking about how fucking dumb these pathetic conservatives are for constantly and endlessly freaking the fuck out about a singular trans person doing a ad campaign that was like a one-off, and how this needs to be the main point of contention in society. If you think that I'm not going to make fun of that, I don't know what to tell you. These guys are so silly. They're so pathetically unserious people, dude. You're losing your mind over an ad campaign, okay? An ad campaign made by a corporation that gives significantly more money to the Republican Party than they do to the Democratic Party. Come on now, be serious. Be for fucking real, dog.
Meaning two white men discussing what it's like to be a woman, which makes perfect sense.
Want to seem perfect. They want to make sense to cis people. Because sometimes when cis people are confused, they can be violent.
Very much so.
Oh.
And so we all feel like, well, I gotta make sense. It's gotta be in a row, it's gotta be a narrative, it's gotta have beginning, middle, and end, it's gotta whatever. I can't set the movement back. Did you ever feel that way?
Oh my gosh, I felt like I've set the movement back many a time. I was actually non-binary before this experience of being a trans woman. And I felt guilty for then transitioning to
From they, them to
she, they. Yeah, I felt like I was taking power away from being non-binary and that it really is a gender identity that exists.
Did you ever stop to consider that you showed something beautiful?
You know who stopped to consider this person showed something beautiful? Nike. So, ladies out there who wear Nike gear, when you put on that Nike gear, is this what you look, feel, and act like? Is this, yeah, man. Here we go. This is sponsored athlete, Dylan Mulvaney. That is exactly what Dylan Mulvaney acted like when he was just a gay dude. Like, literally, we have tape from him on Ellen doing exactly the same kind of stuff as a gay dude. There's a video of him pretending to be a cheerleader when he was just a gay dude, doing exactly the same kind of stuff.
Why are you so mad? Like, I don't get it. I actually don't understand. Yeah. She's doing like cringe shit as a part of this fucking ad campaign that she got with Nike. Who cares? I don't understand. I literally don't understand why this is so like anger inducing. You have to be such a gigantic fucking nerd to constantly cry about this shit. Oh my Lord.
It's just like, this is what women are looking for. Ladies, are you looking for,
Yeah, this is the funniest part about it. I'm on the left and also transgender and absolutely did not know Dylan Mulvaney existed until you started crying about her for 15 posts every single day. 100%. Here's the reality. Right-wing freaks know more about what's going on in the trans universe than trans people do. Trans people just like living their lives, trying to survive.
Dylan Mulvaney doesn't just have sponsorships from Nike women. Dylan Mulvaney has a sponsorship from Tampax. I'm not kidding, which I don't even know where Dylan Mulvaney would put the tampon because that person does not, number one, no period. Number two, no vagina. So there are only a certain number of bodily orifices.
Wasn't that literally a joke? Like, it was a meme, right? Like the ad campaign. Like, obviously. And Dylan was laughing about it too. I remember the first time right-wingers lost their minds. Did Tampax hire trans star Dylan Mulvaney to promote products? False. In a subsequent tweet, the user posted 2 images with the trans star writing, "The face of Tampax." The tweets together generated a lot of response from other Twitter users. Video gaming blog Spiel Times reported that there were people disappointed that Mulvaney was born male, was promoting female hygiene products. Thanks for getting in touch, the brand wrote in response. We can confirm that we do not have a sponsorship agreement with Dylan Mulvaney or Jeffrey Marsh. So they just lied about it. I remember Dylan Mulvaney like joking about it. Also, of course, a video game blog was covering fake trans news. Huh. Interesting.
None of them are the one where ladies put the tampon. So there's that, but has a sponsorship deal nonetheless. And then it was Bud Light, because when you think Bud Light, you know, a cheap, crappy beer for poor white people, then what you probably are thinking is we need a trans woman who was once in Book of Mormon as a gay man to be the face of that. That's what Bud Light. So for all of us who are sort of puzzled about the marketing strategy on that, the good news is that we now have an answer on the marketing strategy. The vice president of Bud Light is a person named Alyssa Heinerscheid. And she was asked about this, and she has an answer as to how the marketing strategy at Bud Light has changed.
The way Ben Shapiro is talking about this is so funny. He sounds like a Hillary Clinton staffer. Bud Light is for poor white people. Disgusting. It's like, just say it's piss beer. You don't have to be like shitting on the people that are drinking it. They already know it sucks, okay? Bud Light isn't bad. I mean, that's not true. It sucks. It's piss. Bud Heavy, I will have from time to time. Bud Light is piss.
Took over Bud Light, and it was, this brand is in decline. It's been in decline for a really long time. And if we do not attract young drinkers to come and drink this brand, there will be no future for Bud Light. So I had this super clear mandate. It means shifting the tone. It means having a campaign that's truly inclusive and feels lighter and brighter and different and appeals to women and to men.
The idea is keep yourself in business. And the way you keep yourself in business is by promoting bizarrely insular ideas that are mirrored by the rest of the managerial elite. That's what you're watching right there. This is a person who went to Harvard and Wharton, I believe, is the story with this Alyssa Heinerscheid.
So
trying
did
to market
you!
a cheap beer to poor people.
You went to UCLA and Harvard! You are literally the managerial elite, dude. You speak to the managerial elite. This is my job. This is all calculated scientifically through data, demographics. It's not random. Ben Shapiro and these right-wing idiots are misinformed to think that conservative cowboys are somehow the majority of Buzz business. I know. That's the point. They saw one cowboy ad, and then they were like, yeah, hell yeah, brother. Bud Light makes me feel a patriotic type of way. They care about me. They must hate trans people. It's like, no, they're a corporation. They don't care. They just love money, okay? If the queer community is making a lot of money for them, if they have a lot of purchasing power, they're going to target the queer community. That's it. To try and move away from like the reality in this way, to basically be like, these guys are actually the brave freedom fighter PMC that are doing this out of the kindness of their hearts, is literally part of the marketing campaign. The irony here is that you are still engaging in doing marketing for Bud Light by giving them literal earned media. The marketing campaign is to make Bud Light look like they give a fuck about gay people. So when you, as a Republican, cover this story and say Bud Light cares about gay people, it's really fucked up, you are doing the marketing for them, you dumbass. So thank you for the millions of dollars of brand lift of earned media that you just gave Bud Light.